Welcome to tonight's meditation, Sacred Stillness. Maybe it won't be tonight when you're watching, but it is for us here in the virtual space. It's a great pleasure to be here with you and a great honor to get to spend this time together. There's something about meditating with others, it's just really precious. So I really appreciate and thank you for joining us here in the third space. Tonight I'm going to ask a question and or pose a question that I read last week from a mystic that I really enjoy her offerings. And it was a really interesting question. And so in the meditation, I'm going to um, lead us into a place of hopefully answering this question. And the question was this: what would your life generate if your energy was no longer spent on repair? So I'll ask the question. I'll just let you know the question again. It says, what would your life generate if your energy was no longer spent on repair? And she wasn't talking about, you know, not working on self-improving or any of those things, and just talking about the value of inner healing and trauma work and resolving past things. But it was a really interesting question that really opened me up to some amazing encounter with spirit. And maybe that will happen tonight. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So I'd like to invite us all to get comfortable in our space that we're in, whatever space we find ourselves in as we do this meditation. Just getting comfortable physically, inviting our own body. So using our inner voice to speak to our body, curiously probing and just with our inner voice asking the question of the different parts of our body, and perhaps using our inner vision to gaze around the body. Just asking and being curious, how am I feeling today? What does my body feel like? This sacred vessel that carries me through this life. It may be helpful to start at the top of the head, and again with the inner voice and the inner vision, just roaming a little bit, flowing down from the top of the head and just over the face, around the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Being curious, how am I feeling? Where am I holding tension? And if we notice that there's a part of our body that we're holding some tension in or pain, again, with our inner voice, just inviting that part of our body to release and let go. Letting go of our forehead, our cheeks, mouth and jaw. There's nothing to be said with our voice at this time, just our external voice, the voice that we project out into the world. This is an opportunity for our voice to rest, we use our inner voice to gently probe the back of our head and our neck, down our shoulders, asking the question, how are you feeling? What are you holding? What can be released? Just very gently inviting our own bodies into stillness. The feeling of gravity flowing over our shoulders and down our arms. Flowing like whatever it is that we feel like it's flowing, like maybe water or syrup or honey, whatever that flow feels like to you. Just imagining it flowing down over the elbows and the forearms. Noticing how our hands feel. Just gently inviting them to be comfortable, inviting them into rest. Releasing the need for movement. Allowing fingertip by fingertip and the palm of our hands to feel heavy. Moving into stillness, leaving the toil behind, leaving the work of the day, inviting our hands into deep rest. Gently drawing our inner gaze back up to the space between our shoulder blades. Taking a deep breath in, noticing how that space can open up. Being curious and asking the question, how am I feeling in that part of my body? And just noticing with each breath, we can release, inviting our body to release. Bringing our gaze around to the front of our bodies, to the front of our chest, of our rib cage. Welcoming each breath in, really welcoming the breath. Really listening to what our body is asking for in terms of breath. Perhaps in our inner voice, we might ask our body, what do you need at the moment? Do you need a deeper than normal breath? Here it is. Do you feel the need to slow your breath? Would a sigh be valuable? Is the tickling of a yawn rising up? Allowing our inner gaze now to drop down to our belly. Perhaps asking the question, how do you feel today, belly? What are you carrying? What can you release? Honoring the work of all the unseen organs, the core muscles that hold us up. Holding an attitude that is very grateful for our bodies. Our legs and our knees, and our feet that carry us through this world. Inviting our bodies into rest, into stillness. Slowly and gently moving our curiosity up to the state of our heart. What are the emotions that we've been feeling today? Stay present with them. Accepting all of who we are. Reminding ourselves that we are loved. And because we are loved, we can feel safe. Inviting our internal gaze up, up towards our mind. That amazing part of our being. The place where the inner dialogue seems to happen the most. The place of the internal conflict of fear and shame, anxiety and worry. The internal dialogue that uses so much energy. Just noticing for a moment, what has been the nature of my internal chatter today? Just notice it without placing any judgments on it, not being critical in our self-talk. Just notice, allowing the thoughts to bubble up. Just sitting with them for a little while. And then gently inviting them to be at rest, at peace, inviting that internal dialogue just to be quiet for now. For this moment, we have a different purpose. Just letting the thoughts move to the edge of our conscious awareness. For this time, we are not spending energy thinking about those things. As our thoughts quieten, we begin to move in our awareness now down to the center of our being, to our core, to our spirit consciousness, the place where we sense the presence of God, the place where we sense the nearness of our Creator. The place where our intuition meets the one who made us. That place where we feel those gut feelings, the central place of life within our being. Just allow our awareness to drop into that place. Just for a moment. And in that place, becoming aware of the presence of the one who made us. The presence of the life breath and the breath of life. Ruach, spirit. And allowing that awareness deep within our being to expand. The warmth of that love deep within us just growing and glowing, and allowing it to radiate through every part of our being. And allowing it now to drift like a cloud across the summer sky up into our imagination. That awareness of God within us, of our spirit. And just giving some energy now, some thought and some internal focus to this union of our imagination and our creative being. And in this place, we allow our imaginations to expand. Our energy isn't spent on repair at the moment or rest or anything else, but we allow our imaginations to grow and expand, and we begin to be curious about what my life might look like. What would I be dreaming of? What might I be creating in my imagination in the future? And we bring that right now into the now by giving it some thought and some time and some space, the union of our spirit and our imagination. And we begin to create a vision of the future, and we allow it to emerge as we give it a few moments. What are the dreams in the depths of our being that are floating up into our awareness and into our imagination? Who might I be becoming? What freedom would there be? Allowing that vision to grow, allowing that spirit of life to flow through every corner of our imagination. Letting the realm of the Creator, the realm of heaven, welcoming it to be in the earth, in my life, in me and through me and around me. Welcoming it just like the breath. Welcoming that picture, that creation, that imagining, that dream, that vision, and breathing it in, welcoming it into the present moment, just like the breath. This gift from God. And may we be like Mary, the mother of Jesus, who, when presented with the picture of the future by the angel, responded and said, "Let it be unto me according to your word." as the breath moves into our bodies and nourishes every fiber of our being. May the spirit of life nourish every aspect of our lives. As we breathe out that which no longer serves us, may we breathe out our fears and our worries and all the energy that we spend on those things. May that same energy be spent welcoming the realm of heaven into the realm of earth. Breathing in divine love, breathing it in, welcoming it into our bodies, our soul, our mind, our heart space. Love divine, let it flow through us, into us, and out. Holding gratefulness in our heart for this life that we've been given. Thankful for it. Made to be enjoyed. Beginning to allow our mind to reconnect with our imagination and our spirit. And perhaps being curious. Maybe our inner voice asks the question, where in my life do I feel most creative? Where do I enjoy making, creating, fashioning, forming? Maybe there's something that I used to do that I haven't done in a while. And maybe we can set an intention. To go and get into that place of flow, our spirit and our imagination and see what comes. Intentionally breathing in deeply now, in through the nose, filling the lungs, and out. Whew. Allowing that expansion of every part of us to come with the breath in, breathing in. Maybe stretching the body a little, rolling the shoulders as we breathe in. Ooh, allowing the breath to energize us, maybe rolling our wrists and our ankles, maybe our neck, maybe stretching our mouth and giving a smile. Yeah. Oh, ah. Ah, a bit of a yawn. And gently blinking open the eyes and finding our space again, finding ourselves in the space that we're in. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.